people reach financial freedom with MLM businesses, and now it's our turn. Come join me while I implement real, powerful, and simple marketing tactics to build my six-figure business that most of the MLM industry is oblivious to. I'm Michelle Bowler, and welcome to the MLM Moms Podcast. Okay, so here are the numbers for 2018. Oh, hey, by the way, welcome to another MLM Moms Podcast. I'm Michelle Bowler. Hey, but nitty gritty, you've probably heard the last episode, so you're like, hey, where are those numbers? Here they are. Now, I'm trying to be very open about this because I want to show the journey of my business. I want to hold myself accountable, and I'm really putting the business principles that I've been learning to test. And I'm doing things very differently than what's taught in the MLM/network marketing, direct sales. Really, they're all the same thing. I know everybody kind of calls them different names. Really, they're all the same thing. But I'm doing things differently than what's taught in that world because I'm not hunting down every person I know trying to get my product. I'm not reaching out to random people online and then pitching every other interaction. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying not to be the that MLM person that so many people don't want to be. And I want you to see how this can work. But I think you need to see how I started, right? So for the entire year of 2018, I learned a ton, but didn't really implement a whole lot. I'll be honest with myself and say that. I only implemented one part of the lessons that I learned from Stephen Larsen. And it still changed my business in an awesome way, but now I'm really trying to get into this and just really change the way this works for me. So for the year of 2018, I earned, meaning money put into my pocket, like from commissions, $910.59. Honestly, that number was kind of disappointing to me because I had been in this business for a year. But then I have to be honest with myself and say I didn't work as hard as I could. Now, because I am putting every cent back into my business and I'm building this for the long haul, I've spent every penny of that. I went to my company's convention in Salt Lake, Utah. I bought an online course about working with brands and influencers, which is amazing and is really helping a lot of things. I bought Russell Brunson's book package thing. It's like a business. He's just a business marketing guru, and it's really, really awesome. And if you want to know which one I got, just reach out on Facebook or something, and then I can tell you which one I got. But it's so good. And then I bought a ticket for a business convention workshop that is coming up in March. And on top of that, I had the monthly, my company, it's $11.95 monthly charge for the MLM's back office and website and all that kind of stuff. So that is the rundown of the financials. I plan on tripling my number of profits. I want to hit 3K this year and then just let it keep taking off, like how MLM's network marketings normally do. The other numbers that I think are important, though, are social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, to be specific, and then website visits and podcast downloads. Not this podcast, but another one. So what I'm doing is 100% online. I might, and that is a big, giant might, do vendor type things towards the end of the year, but I'm having another baby in April, and my husband is deploying in May. So going out or even having people come to my house just isn't a great option for this to be a business that works for me instead of me working for my business, if that makes sense. I want this to be something that works really well in my life. Not that I don't need to put in the time and the work, but I need to do something that actually flows with my family's lifestyle. So I'm doing this all online. So to understand my numbers, you need to understand what I'm doing. I am setting myself up as a niche, whatever you want to call it, quote unquote influencer. And by influencer, I mean I publish content on social media. I have a podcast and then a website for military and first responder loved ones. I'm not like the drop dead gorgeous blonde with always perfectly curled hair and the best outfit. You know what I mean? But like I am influencing people through the content that I create. So it's military and first responder loved ones, and I am serving as much as I possibly can there. I talk about my experience and helps for that community. I serve like crazy and have a direct point of view of trying to help make their lives easier so they can thrive. That is what I'm publishing about, or that's the kind of content that I'm creating. So I am sharing products, which is kind of where I put my product, how I present my product. Don't talk about all the time, like not every day. It's at least once a month, maybe a little bit more if that fits in with the content. But I'm sharing other things that solve problems for this community. And I'll do another podcast episode more about how I'm still making sales even though I'm not talking about my product 24/7, because I know that's the initial instinct and that's what I did at first. But again, I made this shift. So at the beginning of 2018, my Instagram followers were about in the low 200s. I don't remember the exact number, but it was pretty non-existent. And it was basically just my family, right? And it was the same with Facebook. But Facebook was closer to like 10. I haven't quite like cracked the code. Holy cow, can't talk. Cracked the code with Facebook. But honestly, that's not super where my heart is. I really personally like intaking from Instagram. So that's kind of the kind of content that I'm putting out, and I just push it over to Facebook, if that makes sense. Because you can do that automatically. So those were the numbers. It was about like 10 on Facebook, low 200s in Instagram. But then I ended the year with just over 700 followers on Instagram and 100 on Facebook. So not crazy good numbers. But again, I wasn't super good at creating content that was good. Just good content. There's a lot of rubrics for that, and we can talk about that if you guys want an episode on that. But I've been learning, and I know that these are working because of what's happened since then. So what I've also been doing with social media was Pinterest. Now, I've been an avid pinner, you could say, for years because I was having a lot of babies, and I was spending a lot of time on Pinterest, and I was searching things and pinning them and using and then putting input. So I was technically an avid pinner, but was still only about like 650 to 700 followers or viewers. Monthly viewers is kind of what how they qualify that. But I saved a bunch of good stuff. So there were people there. And at the end of the year, though, I was getting better at it, and I was at 1.5 thousand million. Oh my goodness, guys. Try this again. Started the year at about 650 to 700 monthly viewers, ended at 1.5 thousand monthly viewers. That was so hard, and I'm so sorry. The podcast that I'm doing, I launched in May, obviously started with 0 downloads, and ended in December with just under 2,000. Website visitors, that was something I kind of launched in June and didn't do a good job about promoting it because I was still trying to figure out what kind of content I was putting out there, but I got just about 20 visitors a month. So that's where I'm going from. I can tell you that with that shift that I made, that I talked in the last episode, it's totally working, like way working. I can feel it in my bones, and I can see it working because I focused on that simple change and making my content good and following that shift, making sure my content was following that shift. And I'm already less than 20 days later at 900 followers on Instagram. So that's 200 increase. And I'm floating around 140 on Facebook. The podcast is already over 2,300. I actually checked last night and I got even more. So even not in a full month gotten 300. That is not bad progress. So I'll put a reminder in my phone to do this short numbers update episode in about 6 months so we can see the progress and how it's working, because I want to be upfront about this. If this is really something that works, and I know it works because I've seen it work for other people, I want you to see how it's worked for me exactly. So have a great week, and remember that one of my favorite podcasts, The Allison Show, which you should really check out. It's good, like life, personal development, good mental health type of a podcast. She says, inside is cute, but action is drop dead gorgeous. So get out there, do things for your business. If you don't know what to do for your business, remember I have that free mini course I've talked about before. It's 5 days to boost your MLM. You can get an email or message me on Facebook or whatever, and I'll send that your way. The email is just mlmmomspodcast@yahoo. And I should be more confident about that, but it's at Yahoo. And I'll send that your way. And it's just a great way to boost your business no matter what stage you're at. So later, go get to work. Hey lovely ladies, thanks for listening. Make sure you remember to subscribe, and I'd really love to hear your feedback, so don't forget to leave a quick review.